accept happiness. Welcome to my Maria's diary. No retakes, no script, one shot. Say it out loud. I was sitting here and I was watching TikToks, which I shouldn't be doing, and I deleted the app, but I was wondering what my friend is up to and she wasn't replying my messages, and I thought, okay, I'll just download TikTok and check her reposts, And I started scrolling. I checked her reposts, I tried to talk to her, etc., etc. But I had a good day today, I think. I think life is a lot about perspective. It's about how you think of things and what you pay attention to. Generally I would say that I'm a bit harsh with myself when it comes to how much I give. I'm not a person that's very giving. Maybe too giving sometimes. But I don't believe that you can be too giving, Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna die one day. And everything I have will just not mean anything. Not the money in my bank account, the things that I have, not the jewelry, not the heels, not the anything, I always believe I can be better, that I can be kinder, that I can be nicer, that I can be more understanding. My friends would tell you the opposite. They might just tell you that, Maria, you're too understanding, you're too kind, you're too thoughtful, you're too forgiving. I don't think you can be too much of those things. How can you be too much of a good thing? I think how you treat people is always a reflection on you and who you are. Same goes with the way that people treat you. I admit I'm not perfect, but it always felt like the slightest mistake gets me the biggest amount of backlash and pain in a way. It's like also karma, like instant karma, like the slightest bit of impure, non-kind act will just backfire 10x on me. But then it also goes the other way around. The slightest kindness gesture can come back to me multiplied as well. But I don't do what I do because I believe that the universe is gonna repay me, Frankly, sometimes I don't even feel worthy or ready for the repay. Sometimes I don't even believe in my own dreams because it hurts too much too. Because what if you don't achieve them? It's scary to dream big. It's scary to have big goals, and it's scary to try to reach them while everyone else is watching. Because eyes are on you. And no one likes to fail in the public eye. No one. No one likes to tell a story of failure. I want to say that I kind of do. But there's this thing. When you give your all to something, goal, any, but just not achieving it hurts more than anything I can describe to you. The funny thing is what I learned is that it always seemed that like reaching other people's goals was easy, but reaching my own was not. Sounds silly, doesn't it? I tell you, that's how I feel sometimes. Sometimes I want to challenge myself. I want to say, what would my highest version do? Who would my highest version be? For the longest time, I feel like I am her, but I feel like I'm performing to be her than I really am her. I feel like I am her 90% of the time, but that 10%, I feel like that's who I really am. The girl at the core. And I want to be a performance. I want to be who I am. The most enhanced version of who I am. The best version I can be, of course. But sometimes I just want to take a step back, and admit that, hey, I feel like, I don't know. I like mentoring people and helping people more than I like helping or mentoring myself. I've always been a bit like this. Like, I remember, I'll never forget it. Just when I was in the bathroom, I was very kind to a girl, and it was probably just following her and being nice to her. And it was like, wow, you're so amazing. Everyone needs a friend like you. You know, everyone needs a Maria. And I remember I thought to myself, God, I want a Maria. It's like, Maria, you are Maria. You know, you are that person that's empowering and kind and supportive of people. Why are you not that person to yourself, you know? You have so much love for others. Show that love to yourself. And I do. I feel like I do. But that's the thing when it comes to fear. The fear of enjoyment, the fear of happiness, the fear of abundance, the fear of just like the fear of accepting that you are more than good enough and you deserve good things, and why not you, and everything is just a goal, and you just overcomplicate things in your head and give it a chance and bet on yourself, and what's the worst that could happen, you know? I don't know. Because on one hand I'm like, okay, like I'm not allowing myself to be happy because the default anymore is sadness. Like, it's normal for all of us to be sad or depressed, you know, not to be happy, not to have things figured out, not to have a goal, and I don't know. Maybe when you have a goal, you become obsessed, and that's not healthy either, right? It's not fulfillment or happiness either. Everything hurts, and I try not to think too much about it. I try not to think about all the mistakes that I've done. It feels impossible. I've always been a person that doesn't like sharing a lot, I think. I do and I don't. And I know I have to work on that. I know that I have to work on that. I need to post that. I need to, you know, become better and inspire and help. And it's the same thing over and over again, and I feel like a broken record. You know, it's funny because like I think some girls can like make these videos and they're so positive and uplifting and, you know, energetic. And I can be like that as well, you know. But when I'm like that, I'm usually like that with people, not when I'm alone in my room. Sometimes I am like that with my room as well when I'm playing music, or I don't know, when I'm really high in energy. Well, usually I'm not. I'm more calm. I'm more slow paced, to be honest. Frankly, I would tell you that how fast I speak kind of translates to how I feel. I'm very happy. I used to, maybe it was a thing from the past, but I used to speak very fast when I would be happy, and I would slow down when I would not be happy, I guess. It's excitement of it all, I guess. I remember because my friends would be like, Maria, I don't understand you. You speak like Eminem. The funny thing is they couldn't understand me because I was so happy to be there and to spend time with them. You know, I read somewhere that it's actually not good for human beings to be spending a lot of time alone. That in most cases in life, humans should never be alone. Like 90% of the time, I think. And I get that. I think it's probably right. For me, I always thought like, oh, you need alone time to work on yourself and improve yourself, and etc., etc. But the more I grow up, the more I realize how much of my life I've spent in isolation. How much I've self-isolated myself, thinking that that's what's good for me, for my highest good, for my highest potential. Yeah. I'm trying to not do that. I'm trying to reach out to people, and I'm trying to go out. But I feel like when I do, I'm like, okay, I feel like maybe I'm not working enough. I don't want to disappoint my own self by prioritizing the wrong things. Life can seem so complicated sometimes. In reality, it's so easy. I'm always kind of impressed on how I manage everything that I do. I think my life is crazy and outstanding and unique and one of a kind. maybe that means that I am too. It's funny because like for me, I think of myself as just normal girl, average girl, random girl. It's funny because I'm not anymore. But in my heart is how I feel, you know? And I feel like it's the right way to feel. Like, I don't think you should feel like, oh, you're Maria, and it's and be full of herself, you know? But Maria, there's a difference between being full of yourself and being proud of your achievements and standing your ground and knowing yourself and holding pride for yourself, you know? I don't understand, like, why I'm so embarrassed about my own achievements or, like, try to hide them, you know? I think it's because, like, I feel like my achievements might hurt other people because I know that they might compare themselves to me or might make themselves feel insecure, or they might be jealous of me and, I don't know, like, just send me bad vibes, you know? It's like a thing of, like, I think being prideful will cost me love from other people, I guess, you know? Like, if I'm full of myself or too confident or, you know, too proud, or, you know, like, I guess that I think people would love me less. Where did that come from? Who said that? Like, who said? Yes, probably because I don't know. Like, I remember being young, and I loved singing. I was a pretty okay singer, I would say. I might have been a bit better than some of my friends at the time that I was with, and I remember when I started singing, they would actually all be quiet, and just give me like very weird looks. I'd be like, what's wrong? You know? They'd be like, oh, and one of my friends would say like, oh, you just have a nice voice, Maria. Like, thank you, but I don't know, it just felt so odd. It's that thing, like, the fear of standing out, you know? I don't know, I feel like in today's age, it's just so hard to capture people's attention, right? There's a whole section, you know, marketing section that's trying to manipulate people's attention onto something, right? And to get a point or across to them. You kind of like, you have to become worthy of attention and the point being across, you know? It's just like, I don't know, I've never liked spotlight. I never liked eyes on me. I've never liked public speaking. I love speaking, but I've never loved public speaking. I feel like I have some important things to share, and that entails me having to do those things that I usually wouldn't want to, or I don't feel attracted to, you know? I feel like it's a thing when people say it's personality, but I don't think there's such thing as personality. I think you're kind of a mix of everything that you've been exposed in life, and if you were exposed to different things, you would have become a different person. Honest to God. Like, and so it's that idea of like having a personality and, oh, I am attracted to public speaking or not, I identify as like a confident person or not. It's just so stupid and ironic because it's all in your head, and it's all just subconscious decisions that you're making about your own identity. You make up your own identity to make sense of the world around you, because trying to answer the big questions on what is consciousness, why are we here, what is life, what are we going to do with everything that's happened to us, what are these emotions, what is original trauma, what is pain, what are the world conflicts, what's going on in the world, and why am I here, are so much harder that people find it easier to just create a personality or an identity that entails, I like emo, I like pop, I am basic, I am punk, you know? It's so much easier to just put yourself in a box instead of actually being a full-fledged human being who actually understands the complexities of everything that has gotten into you becoming the person you have become and becoming. Maybe the media you have consumed, your past memories, experiences, your own DNA, because of course nature versus nurture debate exists as well. That's the thing. That's the funny thing when you're conscious about it. Like, I can identify as anything. I can be anything and anyone I want to be. But in reality, I think to myself, do I want to be? Like, I can public speak. I can lead. I can do that. I can be confident. I can be full of myself. I can be proud. I can't do anything and everything. But do I want to? And if I don't want to, why do I not want to? Why do I want to just lay in bed? Maybe because, you know, I haven't slept well, which is true. But like in general, like why do we feel the need to like doom scroll? Because we're avoiding our own emotions, because we want to feel understood, because we want to escape our own reality, because we want to tell ourselves a narrative of being a victim, because everyone is complicated and you can't solve everything, and that pisses you off. Even me. It pisses me off. It pisses me off that I can't solve every conflict. I'm laughing because it's funny because I went into peace building, right? But it does. Even in my own personal life, it pisses me off. It makes me mad. I feel like everything can be figured out. Everything can be solved. Everything can be fixed. And I just don't believe that the opposite. I just don't believe it. I don't believe that there are some things that I cannot fix and I cannot change. I don't believe it. But I do believe and I do understand that sometimes there's no point fixing them because they're just not worth your energy and time and effort. But I believe it can be fixed. If you're willing to commit energy, passion, time, and effort, you can fix anything. So much of happiness is the relationships you have built in your life and how you take care of them. I've fallen guilty to forgetting them or letting them behind. But in reality, there were some instances where like I really wanted this one friend and I would reach out. And I would try to be understanding. Instead of moving on with my life. You know? And prioritizing other people and trying to be friends with other people. Nothing of like, okay, I keep asking the same people out again and again. And it's not working. They're not, it's not happening. They're too busy, they're too wild, whatever. At some point you just give up on trying. And you see that people are so forgetting about you and not reaching out to you. Because in this generation, everyone just expects someone else to do the thing for them. Everyone expects the other person to reach out first. Oh, I'm gonna stop reaching out to my friends. Let's see who's like a real one. You know, like it's girl. And never forget that. You guys are stupid. You guys all stopped at the same time reaching out to everyone. All of you. If everyone's thinking like that, then no one is gonna reach out to anyone. Nothing's gonna get done. It's stupid. You know? So that's why I think it's important for me to reach out to people. But it's also like try to reach out to the good, like the people that are good for you and good for your soul, that bring out the best in you. You know? I think sometimes, you know, I had this conversation with this girl once. I told her how like, even if I know someone is bad for me, I'm not gonna remove them from my life. Because I'm stubborn. And I do not give up on people easily. I do not. And even when I do, have the crippling thought of them. Because I do not forget them. I just think about them here and there. Because if I loved you once, part of me will always love you. And that's just the truth. I'm the type of person that just loves everyone. Or that's the way I like to think so. I feel like sometimes it's too much and it makes me sad. Because it's like I think, you know, like everyone's just one's like kid, you know? Especially the people in pain or in need. You don't think twice when passing by. For example, a woman begging on the street on her knees for anything from others. I saw her today. I saw 3 of them today. I didn't have coins. I only had my card. Again. But I saw a little kid actually put a couple of coins in one of the woman's cups. And I remember the woman smiled and thanked the little boy. The woman, a few of her teeth were missing. I also saw a guy who was trying to just wheel with his wheelchair, and I think we were going the same way with me and my friend, and I remember I thought of like asking him if he wanted help or for me to push him, but I didn't. Like my head don't intervene, you know? Maybe I should have. Those little instances in this world where you know you could have been better, which probably don't even matter to most people, but they matter to me. An example of a woman was saying, think to myself, this woman, she was once a little girl as well, full of dreams and hopes and aspirations and ambition. The system failed her, and it is sad. It is so sad to see how the system fails so many people. I'm in this weird crossroad between worlds. The privileged and underprivileged. The war zones and the political space. The conflict and the conflict resolution. I don't know how to explain it to you. You're just at crossroads. I don't want to explain it to you because I can't without giving too much information. I keep going with filming. I think on one hand, I am just so grateful for everything. Part of me just wants to enjoy what I have instead of being greedy and wanting more, you know? I think it's having goals, right? This is like tied to Buddhism in a way. Art of detachment. You know, wanting nothing. No earthly possession. No earthly goal. Being content with your life. Well, I guess I might just have to go back to do a meditation, maybe. And maybe read a bit of Buddhism. Maybe read more books. Maybe enjoy life more. The funny thing is, my brain's just starting to develop, or like fully develop in a way. And I have so much time, and that excites me to know that like I have so much time to read and learn and study and create. And the time is now. And the opposite of depression is expression. Expression could be speaking, painting, writing, creating, anything. So I think this is where I'm gonna end it for now. Thank you for spending time with me. And kisses till next time.